some of the most difficult infections occur in the military. I'd like to share one with you now. This gentleman was president of Special Operations Medical Association, so the military's top doctor. He was doing a seminar, and I happened to be there with him. He actually obtained an MRSA infection while he was doing a seminar on MRSA. He came to me and he talked to me about Silver Sol and the gel and would it work. I gave him 3 tubes and I says, here, go take this, put it on 4 times a day, and do not let that wound get any bigger because it could grow really fast, being a flesh-eating bacteria. Well, the convention got over. He took the gel, he took the liquid. I also told him to drink 2 teaspoons twice a day, and off he went. He went home, and I got a call 3 days later. He was now in the military hospital. He was in the hospital, and the call went like this. Hello, Dr. Pedersen? Yeah. How did you tell me I was supposed to use that Silver Sol again? I said, you haven't used it? He says, well, I wasn't sure it would work. I said, so what's your status? He says, I have an infection large about the size of my fist on my calf. They say it's MRSA, it's flesh-eating, and it's moving very quickly. I says, what's your prognosis? He says, they want to cut it out. I says, do they want to cut it out or do they want to cut it off? And he says, well, maybe a little of both. I says, when are you scheduled for surgery? He says, in an hour. I said to him, use all of your influence, take the gel out of your backpack, pump it onto your wound and into your wound, and rub it in every hour. I also want you to mark with a marker the diameter of the wound. If it gets any bigger, tomorrow have the surgery. If it doesn't get any bigger, do not have the surgery. Well, he went ahead and this time he said, I'm going to do what you said. So he drank 2 teaspoons of liquid Silver Sol twice a day. He applied the gel 4 times a day. And his wife was the head nurse there at the hospital, and she was taking care of him. And between the 2 of them, they got away from getting into surgery for an extra day. The next day came, no call. The next day came, no call. 3 days after that, I got a call. He said, Dr. Pedersen, I'm out of the hospital. It controlled my wound completely, and I only had to stay in a short while after that. I said, is it totally gone? He said, no, but it totally, completely healed and closed the wound. They say it'll take another couple of weeks for it to totally go away, but because it's under control and getting smaller, they released me from the hospital. I want to thank you for that. So there you have a military person who is a doctor and a nurse, and he was the top Special Operations Medical Association president at the time, went through an MRSA infection. So none of us are immune to it, but it was a remarkable recovery.